Alright, so we're moving to the next artery, which we're getting to look at its anatomy. And this is what is known as the inferior epigastric artery. Inferior epigastric artery. So first of all, just like what we do, we always try to identify the artery, on a picture. So this is actually the inferior epigastric artery. I could see that what is an artery of the pelvis region and is running down to the lower limb. So for the inferior epigastric artery, let's talk about its anatomy. We said that it's actually a branch of the external iliac artery. That means what is the external iliac artery that becomes what the inferior epigastric artery. Okay, so looking at a very much more proper picture could make it clearer. You could see that is an inferior epigastric artery, and the inferior epigastric artery is actually coming from what the external iliac artery. Okay, so it's found around the lower abdomen down to your genitals. Then it also gives a branch that actually goes down to the leg, which we now call the lower limb. All right, so we said that it arises just above the inguinal ligament, travels upward and medially along the anterior abdominal wall, and it supplies muscles and fascia and skin of the lower abdomen. Okay, so origin is from the external iliac, just like we said. Location is just like superior to the inguinal ligament. Okay, so just after the inguinal ligament, you have the same external iliac becoming inferior epigastric. So that's just how arteries of the body are. You understand? The same artery, but because it is found in different places, it carries different names. Okay, so course, we say that it runs superior medially from its origin. It passes along the posterior surface of the rectus abdominis muscles within the rectus sheath, ascends towards the umbilicus, where it now meets the superior epigastric artery. So branches, it has muscular branches which supply the rectus abdominis and other abdominal wall. Have the cutaneous branches that supply the skin and the subcutaneous tissues. Have the spermatic cords that will now supply what? The spermatic cord. Okay, it has a spermatic cord branches, supplies the spermatic cord in males. All right, so that's what we got. So okay, supply again, it's just running over it again. Anterior abdominal wall, muscle, fascia, skin, deep tissues around there. That's the rectus abdominis muscle. Then the spermatic cord. Alright, so clinical notes. We learn about the anatomy of this artery because we want to know about all the branches it gives off and how they actually get to communicate. We want to know about the surgical relevance. I want to know about the variations from one human being to another.